Mike Huber, Moneyball Hitter Magazine, lead trainer for the magazine, and columnist for the magazine. So, I'm responsible for writing and doing most of the videos, and I do hire some writers out that I believe know what they're talking about as far as hitting is concerned. Okay? This particular article today is about the mental side of hitting, the cerebral hitter versus the instinctual hitter. Who wins out in that type of race, as we could say. Okay? I see it as there's three types of hitters. There's the cerebral hitter, there's the instinctual hitter, and there's the person that combines uh, both of them. Okay, so that would be the third type of hitter. Okay? So ultimately, you do want to become a cerebral, instinctual hitter, okay? Like Ted Williams was. We'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? But I wanted to discuss the dangers and the cautions of being a cerebral or instinctual hitter, and I want to give you some of the positive sides also, so that you know that you're going at least down the right path, okay? Let's talk about the cerebral hitter. The cerebral hitter uh, is probably, if you play baseball long enough, you're going to be somewhat of a cerebral hitter. You're going to learn some mechanics. You're going to try to incorporate it into your routine, and you're going to try to remember things that are working for you. Okay, that's cerebral. You're using your brain. Okay. So a lot of cerebral hitters get lost in trying to be too fine-tuned or too detailed or too perfectionist-orientated in some of the things that they learn, even if the things are good, okay? So if you are overthinking something, you're probably going to be losing out on a different aspect part of your swing, okay? So basically, it's almost like school. You go to school, you learn something, you probably learn it over and over and over as you go through the grade levels, just like in baseball, you'll go through different levels and stuff like that. And then you let it go, and then it should naturally incorporate into you, okay? But if you have to constantly be badgering yourself and thinking about your swing over and over and over and over again, okay, that's very dangerous, and you're probably not going to get too many good results in games if you do that. Okay, um, being a cerebral hitter nowadays is I caution you on this. Okay, because if you, let's say you learn hitting from an instructor or something online or your high school coach or whatever, okay, and you look at that as the Bible. This is what works. He's my coach. He's the professional. This is what's supposed to work. And then you incorporate it into your swing, and it's just not working. Okay? But you try to fine tune it even more, and you try to force feed it to try to work. It's just usually never going to work. That means you got misinformation, wrong information. So this is the era of misinformation about hitting, okay? There's so many different types of variations of different philosophies out there. Uh, you know, Coaches either want to teach you how to hit for contact, or maybe they want to teach you how to hit for power, okay? But not too many coaches. What this magazine is all about, teaching you how to hit for contact and hit for power at the same time, okay? And we have techniques to do that. But you're probably going to either learn one or the other. And if you learn one, you're probably going to miss out on the other. So if you're a contact hitter, you're probably not going to be a power hitter. If you learn power hitting, you're probably not going to learn how to hit for consistent contact and hit for higher averages. Okay? There's a formula for that. We call that the Moneyball formula. So if you get too cerebral in your thinking and the contact hitting philosophy or the power hitting philosophy, you're probably going to lose out on one of the other ones. Okay? So being a perfectionist or thinking too much takes your instincts and your competitive edge away, and you're thinking too much about mechanics. And it's just not going to work. So this is a warning. If this is what you're going through, stop it. Okay? Stop it. You have to incorporate your instincts also. Now, let's go to the flip side of things as a hitter. You are an instinctual hitter, okay? In my opinion, the instinctual hitter has a better chance of success than the cerebral hitter, okay? Just because, usually the instinctual hitter is pretty gifted athletically and has some DNA in his background to be a good baseball player, and there's a lot of natural things going on, and all they're thinking about is competition. I need to get hit for my team. I need to drive this ball. They're more of visionaries. When you're instinctual, you can use your visions to help incorporate. So you can, think more positively a lot of the times. Okay? So we like the instinctual hitter, and the major leagues is full of instinctual hitters. So basically what the major leagues is guys who have the DNA to play professional sports. Okay? And what they're trying to do, and why hitting is down at the major league level, is they're trying to make these instinctual hitters into cerebral hitters by teaching them too much crap, bull crap. Okay? So, and taking the instincts away. Okay? Now, if you do not have that, baseball hitting DNA in you, it's going to be tough to be an instinctual hitter, and at some point you're going to have to be a cerebral hitter at the same time. Okay, you have to learn some mechanics to help you, with your instincts and stuff like that. Okay, or you're going to come across a coach or somebody who's going to try to train you. Okay, so and that's okay if you are just using your instincts and it's not working. That means you need to learn something. Okay, there's plenty of guys who don't know a lick about hitting and are pretty good. Do you ever see Hunter Pence's swing, for crying out loud? He's a bad ball hitting machine, and he just gets up there and he just wants to get a hit every time. He's an instinctual hitter, okay? And probably anybody who's ever talked to him about the cerebral hitting side, he's not taking real serious, or else he's just taking one, two very simple things and incorporates it in a swing. And we know that there's more than, 1 to 2 to 3 things about hitting a baseball. Okay? The guys like that, that's just what they do. Okay? So, the instinctual hitter at some point, if he wants to get better, or he's climbing a level and then he hits, a level where he's slumping a lot, or he's not doing as well as he should, or there's something missing, then he's going to have to go to the cerebral side and try to figure that out. Okay? Still, okay, most hitters at some point they're going to be the instinctual and the cerebral hitter, and they're going to combine the two. Still, it's very, very dangerous because the cerebral, there's so much information about hitting out there and misinformation about hitting out there that this is going to hurt the instinctual side. Okay? Usually at some point. You'll be caught in a trap, as Elvis would say. And I'm not kidding. Okay? So, unless you're an instinctual, competitive ball player, and you've always been a pretty good ball player, you got the DNA, there's something missing, and you go after the cerebral side, and you go after maybe 1 or 2 things that you're missing that's going to help you become a better instinctual hitter. Okay? That's a safe thing to do. Okay? That's a safe thing to do, especially if you grab the right information. That's very difficult to do. Okay? So, if you want to become just an outstanding hitter, okay, where you are reaching your potential, and we at Moneyball think that reaching your potential is hitting at least 50 points over what you normally hit, your lifetime batting average, as we could say. So if you're a 250 hitter, like probably more than 85% of the hitters out there are, okay, from the high school level on up, 250 to 270, if you're one of those guys, okay, you really can't hit. Okay, you may know some things about hitting, but you really can't hit, and it's going to be very difficult for you to reach your ceiling, which is probably around 300 to 330, maybe even 350. Okay? That's reaching your potential. You are 50 points better than what you normally are. Okay? So the 250 hitter, we think all 250 hitters potentially are at least 300 hitters. Okay? And that's when the only way you can do that is become an instinctual hitter, competitive, and a cerebral hitter at the same time. Okay? Now, how do we know this? Okay? First of all, we have a Moneyball training formula that bites into both of these types of things. So the formula is instinctual because there's not a lot of cerebral stuff to it. It's very simple. Okay? So when you keep it simple, then you can think more competitively and think about getting more hits and stuff like that. Okay? It's cerebral because there's exact science to hitting that if you learn these techniques, you'll never see them out there anywhere, but they are very, very powerful, and the science is there. Okay? So it's simple science, and combined with helps the instinctual side out, the hitter gets better. Okay? So, and we also know this is because one of the top guys that, I personally researched when I grabbed into the Moneyball training formula was Ted Williams, obviously. Okay? Better known as probably the greatest hitter of all time, last hitter to hit 400. Okay? Now, of course, I studied his swing and everything like that, and a lot of people do. Okay? But I did more than that. I studied what he was thinking, how he thought. Okay? Now, if you know anything about Ted Williams, he didn't drink or party until after his career. So he wasn't really a drinker while he was playing. He kept a good diet. He had a good routine. He wanted to stay sharp because he knew he was very special, and he wanted to go after this 400 mark, basically. Okay. And also Ted Williams, if you don't know anything about him, if you're a younger guy, he hit like over 500 home runs too at the same time. So he could hit for power and average. So probably about 30 to 40% of his hits were actually extra base hits. Okay, so this is how he was thinking when he got up to the plate. Okay, that was his competitive side when he got up to the plate. I'm going to hit a double. I'm going to hit a home run. If I don't, I'm going to get a base hit by mistake. Okay, if I get an out, I'm only going to get an out maybe 5 to 10 5 to 10 out of 10 times. Okay, that way he can hit about 400. He also walked a lot. He led the league in walking a lot also. So what was he thinking between the ears? Okay. Now, Ted Williams was a bit of a scientist, and he was into aerodynamics a lot. Okay, he asked a lot of questions. He was very curious, so he knew his swing inside out, the cerebral side. Okay, which was much, much different from what everybody else was thinking. So maybe a superstar hitter like maybe Mickey Mantle or something like that. I don't know. I'm just picking somebody out who was more instinctual and God-gifted. Okay, he didn't know what he was doing with his swing. Ted Williams knew exactly what he was doing with his swing. Ted Williams knew how to lift low pitches off of his kneecaps. Okay, he knew how to wait and let curveballs drop down deep and then lift the curveball. He knew how to hit the higher strike or how to stay off of it. Okay? He knew the secrets on how to go the other way for power and hit it in the other gap. Okay? He knew where to stand in the box. He knew how to what to do with his bat, how many ounces his bat and weight and all that sort of stuff. There's some exact sciences about hitting that he knew. And he combined it with his competitive edge, which was just out of this world. He had the DNA, and he combined it, and now, we got the last guy to hit 400. Nobody's even close to this guy. Nobody's even close to this guy. Okay? You're lucky if you get a guy to hit 330 in the major leagues, which is 70 points off this guy. That's because these major leaguers are probably instinctual hitters, most of them. They know nothing about the hitting. Okay? As a matter of fact, there's guys out there that are probably more athletic than Ted Williams. As a matter of fact, I know that they are because the training that these guys get is just unbelievable. It's like superhuman. But their potential is being stopped by cerebral hitting coaches that don't know the exact sciences to hitting or how to train or a formula. Okay? So they stop this instinctual side, and this is why hitting is at almost its all-time worst last year in 2014, and I don't see it getting any better in 2015. And the power numbers are going down, slugging percentages are going down, team batting averages are going down. The teams aren't scoring a lot of runs. Major League Baseball is getting very nervous about this because they do not want the hitting to go down because it's the excitement of the game. So they are challenging the umpires to put a more squeeze on the zone to help the hitters hit better. Okay, they are challenging the teams to get 2 or more hitting coaches per team, which they have done in the past 5 years to help these hitters out. That's not working because it's just ruining the cerebral side, which ruins the instinctual side. Okay, that's not working. So now they have these sports psychologists, confidence trainers, physical trainers. They're helping them get stronger, faster. Nothing's working. Nothing's working. So this is what we're here for. Moneyball Hitter Magazine. You're not going to see another magazine or articles like this out there because we think it's all technique. It's all exact science of the cerebral side, okay, which helps push the limits of the instinctual side, okay? So if the instinctual side is seeing everybody hit 250, okay, and you're a professional athlete, you're more than likely going to hit 250, okay? But if you learn some right techniques that are exact sciences, techniques very similar to what Ted Williams knew, and he only released probably about half of what he knew in writing, okay? So don't think that you can go out and find Ted Williams, look up Ted Williams and find his secrets, and then get to where I'm talking about, which is 50 points better than what you should be hitting, or your team should be hitting if you're a coach, okay? So there's way more to it than that. I'm just telling you, okay? But both sides have to be close to perfection, okay? When this side is better, you can think with higher visions. You can think you can hit 300, 330, 350. Or maybe if we get a guy like this out there, okay, maybe he can be the next hitter to hit 400. Right now, there's nobody that's even close because they're not combining or perfecting the two, the instinctual side and the cerebral side, okay? It can be taught. It can be learned, okay? This is what we're here to tell you here at Moneyball Hitter Magazine. And it can be learned very, very quickly, to tell you the truth. Okay? So if you're thinking, I don't want to learn something new, I'm in high school or college or in the minor leagues, and I'm done learning about hitting. We're just telling you right now. If you learned this, okay, it wouldn't take you but a week or two to do this with your batting average and your slugging percentage and probably your career. Okay? These are career savers. Okay? Now, Ted Williams, I don't know how long it took Ted Williams to get here. Okay? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't climb inside his mind. But as a trainer, I'm telling you that if you learn these techniques, these instincts are going to go up. And it could save your career. It could save your career. And I'm not kidding. Okay? 250 hitter, and now all of a sudden you're hitting like 300, 320, and your slugging percentage goes up by 50 points at the same time. You're going to the next level. So if you really want to go to the next level, this is what we're talking about. You can't be one or the other. You can't be a cerebral hitter. You can't be an instinctual hitter unless you're like Babe Ruth or something like that, or Mickey Mantle. Okay? And if you're this, if you're the Mickey Mantle guy, these hitting coaches are going to get to you and close this off. Okay? So if you're this, the instinctual hitter, you better hit 400 or 500 for most of your life. So these hitting coaches, stay away from them. Okay? But that's the phenom type of guy. Most of us aren't phenoms, so we need both. Okay? The danger is people are trying to do both, and it's not working because they're not getting the right information. Okay? If you're a coach, save your team from hitting 250, 270. You college guys out there, college coaches, your team's hitting 270, 280. Should be hitting 320, 330, the 500 slugging percentage, not a 400 slugging percentage or a 350 or a 380 slugging percentage. Okay? If you don't have both of these, you're missing out. And you are just hitting the average hitter out there, which is about the 250, 270 hitter. Okay? So, believe in human potential. Those that don't believe in human potential aren't going to believe a word that I'm saying. You're just going to think, well, that's just the way it is, and we're playing baseball, and we're having fun with what we got, with the tools we have. But there are tools out there. And I've been telling you for the last couple of years, since we've had Moneyball Hitter magazine, the tools will not be found in the professional leagues. Major leagues, minor leagues, probably college, or college is a little bit better. Okay? Or high school, or travel leagues. This information isn't there. Okay? This is big time stuff we're talking about. Big time stuff. It's revolutionary. Okay? Hitting's down for a reason right now. Okay? Hitting's down for a reason. People getting the wrong information. It's as simple as that. Hope you enjoyed our cerebral versus instinctual hitter article and video today. It was a long one, but I had to say what I had to say. Mike Huber, Moneyball Hitter Magazine. Hit the like button if you like this. Pass the word. Okay, we're trying to help hitters out across the nation. Look at our training too. Okay, we have video instruction. We have analysis that we can do. We have consultation, which is very important, where we talk to you on the phone and we teach you through media sites and stuff like that. We do live training. Teams hire us out. Okay? The methods are very simple. They are very simple, very powerful, and they get these two things. Take care.